Good morning, trading world. Today is March 5th, 2024, and this is my pre-market analysis for day trading the markets. The title of today's pre-market outlook: will we get proof this week that a near-term peak has formed? So far, the market is still in bullish mode. We are still in an uptrend. However, we are in a downswing on the 4-hour chart. Can this swing low on the 4-hour chart Can this swing low on the 4-hour chart turn into more? Keeping in mind how we look at the time frames as a part of a bigger fractal, we need a smaller time frame to give us a clue that this swing low could be different. The first clue that I am looking for is that we break 51.16 and close below 51.06 on the 2-hour chart time frame at some point this week. Right now it's close, but I'm leaning more towards a consolidation at 51.16 and a bounce off of it. This would be more of a bullish continuation signal if it happens that way. After 51.16 test, the next clue that I'm looking for is to see the next swing high develop on the 4-hour time frame, and if it can form a new swing high above 51.57 3/4. Consolidating and not breaking the 51.16 would be a sign for me to close the long short position and wait for another setup. Excuse me. Looking at the overall market, the evidence seems to be pointing at that consolidation bounce. Microsoft seems to be set up for a bounce continuation. Right now, Apple is cooked and heading further down the toilet. Nvidia is still moving back towards the top of its consolidation range at the moment. Amazon seems to be in consolidation mode and heading back to the top of its recent range. Oddly enough, that may be all we need to hold the market up right now. Let's take a look at our intraday zones. Alright, starting with the support zones. Our Jack support is going to be the 51.22 area. Queen support is that all-important 51.16 area. And King support is going to be 51.11. And I do have pointing out that the middle of the no man land below us is 51.06, and that's that important level that I'm looking for us to break below. That kind of, if we get a close below that, it kind of tells me that we may have put in a peak on the 4-hour time frame. Now, it doesn't mean that we're just finna go off and fall off from here. There probably will be a bounce, but it just means that next swing high, there's the chances of it breaking that 51.57 are much harder if we get a close below here. On to the resistance side. Our Jack resistance is 51.37. Queen resistance zone is 51.41. And King resistance zone is 51.47. Be aware of a no man's land between 51.25 and 51.37. Because we could bounce down here and absolutely get a turnaround today or push up, and it's possible that we could spend a lot of time consolidating between that 51.25 and 51.37. Another thing to keep in mind, if we consolidate between that 51.25 and 51.37 area, the more time we spend above 51.32, the more likely it is to continue bullish. And the more time spent below 51.32, the more likely we are to stay bearish. So, in looking at how today is shaping up, as I look at my estimated advanced decline line right now, it seems to have picked up a decent amount overnight. So we could start at lows on the advanced decline line, but that doesn't mean we have to stay there. We could be looking at some activity that starts out pushing lower, and that would look something like this. And let me see here. Give me just a second here to kind of get this in order. Alright, it could start looking like this throughout the morning, where we get that push down, testing that 51.16 area. And I mean, we would definitely test that area this morning. And the thing to look for as we push into that 51.16 area, watch the advanced decline. If it picks up pace to the downside as we roll into that 51.16 area, we could be pushing through and possibly breaking that 51.16 area. But if we get pretty much a flat or consolidating advanced decline line, it's pretty well possible that it's letting you know that we're going to hold that 51.16 area. So even though you get that consolidation here, and I'm going to look for that, if we do see the signs and get that reversal off of the 51.16 or below, I want to look for that around that 10:30 to 11 o'clock time frame to get that bounce up. And we're going to push, and that would mean getting into that consolidation area, that 51.25 to 51.37 around lunchtime. And we could spend a lot of time, from what I usually call the lunchtime chop, anywhere from 12 all the way to 1:30, 2 o'clock, where we spin sideways in here trying to figure out where we're going. And it's possible that we stay below this area and consolidate for the rest of the day, trying to push but not really getting that ultimate push to get us above and out of that area to where we start to fold up at the end of the day, and definitely probably overnight, where we come back and retest that 51.16 down to that 51.06 overnight or at some point Wednesday. And it may not all happen at one time. We could get that 51.11 touch today or overnight and start out there in Wednesday session and push up from there. So that 51.16 all the way down to 51.06 is going to be a really important level, I think, for the rest of the week. So, as always, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital you already have. You do this by knowing and understanding the risks you face in each position and in the current market conditions. We manage that risk in accordance with our account size. I hope this helps. Wishing you a positive trading day. Let's go out and make it a great one.